Hello, Internet. It's time. We're going to make the big guy. I'm going to go through them one at a time to do what their transformation bit is and then worry about combining them. To start out with, all of them are in vehicle mode aside from Long Haul here. I actually called them the right name. So yeah, they all start from their vehicle modes aside from him, who doesn't take much. So, starting off, we will go in the same order we did them in, so I'm going to start with Scrapper. Okay, for Scrapper in vehicle mode, first you flip his loader kind of like reverse of what it should be, and make sure it's up against here. His legs, his arms, just rotate around like this, and this is where the whole lack of elbow thing comes in, I think. Do this. And they peg in either way, like there is a little catch right here onto this on both sides, so make sure it's pegged in. Then I don't know really how effective this is, but it does recommend you put the hands like that. I don't know if that really helps. Yeah, I don't actually think it really does anything. You can turn it to give it a bit more space. Anyway, then up here, you just flip these up, and that'll be it for Scrapper. There is one leg, so set him right to the side. Next, moving on to Mixmaster, you pop this up just like that. Make sure the head's flat. Put that down. Before putting it down, you need to pop this off, and you actually need to split this like momentarily for kind of a silly reason. Make sure the arms don't get in the way. Actually, it wants the arms down anyway, so I'm going to do that first. I don't know why. Again, this is just a purely aesthetic thing, but it wants the arms like this. There's no like functional reason for it, but anyway, you want these out, and you want to flip this part up, and there's a hinge here. It just pops like this part out, then you just flip this back down. You do this on both sides. And on this side, you have to be careful because like this will catch against this, so you don't want to do it the whole way, like that. You just peg this back together. Flip that back. Peg this back together, and do that. There would be our second leg. So, moving on up. Okay, here's Long Haul in his robot mode. What you want to do is flip these up, push the head down, lift that for a moment, twist the waist around to have Devastator's crotch plate front and center. Then these bits right here, first fold the feet back up, then take these bits right here and just rotate them down. And then push this back down. And there is, make sure it's not going. As best I can stand up, there is the main torso. So next we shall be doing the arms. Okay, here's Bone Crusher and one of our missile launcher pieces. You're just going to want to unslot, or untab I should say, the treads. Flip this out all the way. Then like move the bulldozer. The bulldozer scoop's a little variable. I like doing that. That does hinder the articulation a bit, but you just do whatever you want with it. Then you can rotate this around this way. Yeah, this way. There's your elbow joint. Take this missile piece, and looking under here, flips out and becomes a hand. There's a wrist rotation on it, which we'll get to in Devastator's fully formed mode. But peg here, hole here, you can see where it goes. So there's the left arm. So next, Scavenger's pretty similar to Bone Crusher. Just unpeg these bits, unfold this whole assembly, which actually causes the shovel to go back up. There's the elbow there. These, like, the best you can do with these right now is peg them back in here. Once he's fully assembled, this will be more secure. Yeah, there's like your shoulder joint there. Again with missile launcher, flip this out, rotate it, peg, hole. And there's actually two little tabs in here that will peg into these two, just to hold it in place. So there would be our other arm. So we're almost there. The last piece of the puzzle, hook. We want to fold his hands down. Fold these in, and then it's very hard to see, but there's this latch right here. You want to also bring these down. You want to kind of unhinge this part from here. You don't really want to do it by these pieces though, because these are just kind of held on. You want to like try to get in this purple piece as best you can. But sometimes it can be a little difficult. There we go. So bring this there, and then on the other side, like in here, same thing. Again, sorry about the angle on this, but it is a little annoying to get to. There we go. That was long haul falling over, in case you were wondering. He's fine. Yeah, just bring it forward, and then you just peg these two together. Bring these down here. These will serve as part of the transformation. Flip this up. Rotate this out. There's one of our arm connectors. Flip this out. There's the other arm connector. And this piece it was up like this, you want to make sure it's facing down. And that's part of our connection to long haul. And we shall save the head reveal for last, because head reveals for robots should always be last. But here's the upper torso, so now it's just all about putting them all together. So to quote Voltron, form feet and legs. So here are our feet and legs. Here is long haul, the lower half of them at least. What you're going to do, I missed a part of long haul. You want to flip these parts out. There we go. And there's these little slots right here and right here. And there are tabs right here on Mixmaster and right here on Scavenger. And you just want to slide, hopefully it gets in there, slide them in. Then these tabs in here are going to go into holes in his legs that will secure them pretty well. You can see it kind of right here too. So make sure they click in. So that is one leg secured. You see what I mean about this being kind of extraneous? Like, I don't think it can fold. Yeah, I can't fold all the way down. So anyway, Scavenger, very similar. Tab goes into, like, this tab goes into this bit right here. This goes into here. And then these bits on the sides just all kind of locks together. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Scavenger, I messed up on Scavenger too. Go me. Flip these up, and these will go into here. So, yeah, color me wrong on those. So, slide it all together here. Trying to get as good of angles on this as I can. Okay, so and here's where getting him in frame becomes fun. Make sure that's all stable. Okay, moving on up. You're seeing far more of my wall here than I'm used to, but so up here you have this hole, this tab, then these things right here, or this thing right here and this thing right here. These tabs. So on the bottom of hook, I forgot another piece. Again, I forgot one little bit of transformation on each of them. There's a hook that comes out here, this peg, and these go into here and here respectively. This tab goes into this thing on the bottom of the foot, and theoretically there should be something coming onto this tab too, though I think that comes later. But okay, so let's see if I can show this in frame. Yeah, it just kind of pegs into the side there. So you do this. You also want to make sure the back. Whoa, this probably looks horrible. You want to make sure the back hands aren't going to like catch on anything. So holes right there. Make sure this pegs into this, and this is all just to kind of keep long haul's arms like stable. Okay, so there's that mostly. This is a bit of an ordeal. Yeah, just want to make sure it's in there. And when you're untransforming, that's why I was talking about with the foot of hook falling off, because once you pull it out, if it's in here too tight, it will kind of yank the foot with it. Get that. There we go. So hopefully that is at least a somewhat elegant angle for this. And while I was doing that, the feet kind of came a little loose. Well, not really the feet, but some of the connections. Okay, so you're going to notice a bit of a gap here. This is going to be covered up by the chest plate. Moving on to the arms, you have holes here, tabs here, then this peg here, and this slot here. So you're just going to push it in. Okay, if you're wondering, that's a Bandai Thundercats Classic Lino. I just have it hanging on my wall because I don't have the figure out, but I tend to put certain things just on the wall as rather than shove them in the closet. But regardless, in here, too dark to see. Move the arm a bit. There you go. You just want this pegging into this to help keep it steady. The front one you are just going to have to keep pegged onto the bit-on scavenger. So there is one arm attached. There we go. Okay, so the other arm is very similar. There's the hole here and the tab for the tab and the hole, or the two tabs. Also, this is off a little. Okay. So, is this showing? Okay. So, going into the hole. That worked fine. Move the arm out of the way so we can see this. I think this needs to be... Oh, okay, this wasn't in slot properly. Sorry about that. Okay, so that all dealt with. tab, slot, boom, arm. So we now have Devastator with both arms. That just leaves the chest plate. Well, chest plate and the weapon. So the chest plate's made up of this piece and then the two wing bits. They just peg together. Though this is another thing I was worried about a little bit when unpegging them. It's a little tight, so I like to be careful. Putting this on here, there is pegs here that go on to some pegs on the front of the two treads. There's also a smaller tab here that goes onto this. Let's see in the frame. And then a tab, like a tiny black clicky tab here that goes onto this bit. So it ends up pegging on there pretty tightly. I'm just gonna try to do that. Make sure everything kind of lines up. It's actually best to start from. Begin this. Okay. So this side. It's best to start with this side so that you get this into here. So like I said, it's not actually hard to do. It's just I'm trying to film it, which adds to the difficulty. So that goes in there. Then you're moving over here. You've got these that go into there. There's also two on the bottom here that click into the bottom of long haul's front body. And then finally this one just clicks into these, which need to be okay. So now once it's on there, it's on there. It's good. Also, you're totally seeing my that's an amiibo Zor Armor link that I painted, if you're wondering. Anyway, finally, how far back can I get this? Okay, so okay, so I'm actually going to go free-handed, so I apologize for shakiness, but coming up here, you'll see this box, which was on the center of hook, just flips out, pegs into those slots right there, and there is Devastator's head reveal. So that is the fully assembled Devastator as best as I can get in frame. Again, I apologize for the shaky cam. To fully show them off, I think I'm going to end up changing the location because not really a good space to show off something this big. So we're going to do a quick scene transition. So we're here in my kitchen, taking a look at the Devastator here. This is my dining room table. Best place I can get enough room to take a look at him. But he stands very, very tall. I'll have some size comparisons later, but he's beefy. And that's what makes him good. I guess I'll start with articulation. The head will go side to side. There's no back or forward movement just because this hinge just goes up and down. But and also if he turns this way, obviously he's just looking straight at his own crane. Which is kind of a flaw. But, yeah. Shoulders will go out this way. You are noticing a flaw probably right now, but they go out this way, so it's a nice range there, and this holds pretty well. This ain't holding so well. We'll get to that. For sideways, just show vertical movement. I will rotate into all the way around on the forward axis. So do that. I probably should have had the gun in his hand while I did that. Yeah. Elbow. It will go up this far. And the elbow also rotates, which you saw before. The posability on the arms is good. My problem is none of them are ratchet jointed, and this guy's arms are heavy. The gun makes it a bit heavier, so stuff tends to fall off. Also, this one shows off right. The wrists have a rotation to them, and the fingers here will open up. It's all one set of fingers. There's no individually articulated fingers or anything like that, but it's how he gets holds his rifle. Though it does just slide in there, so honestly, it could have been closed like this, and it would be fine. I'm going to take this off for now, lest it fall over every 5 seconds. Moving down, the waist has a rotation to it. You probably go about that far. Eventually, the dump truck bed catches, and you can't really go much further, but you have plenty of range on this. The hips, flip this up, you see 2 joints, one right there, and it does bend forward on that joint if you so choose, but the main joint is actually just right up here. So it will go forward that far, then the secondary joint can push it forward a bit more if you like. Then down here is the knee bend, and that actually goes pretty darn far. I want to say you could. Let me try to get this guy kneeling really quick, because I think you can. I'm not sure how stable it would be, but. And I think I just dislodged the torso. Yeah, I don't think, if he had like foot bend, he would be able to do this, but as is, I don't think he can. Sorry if I got him off camera. Then I'm just gonna demonstrate again the team. So there's no foot bend. There is. You spread the legs out this way. Ankle tilting, so he can, like all of his components actually, he can keep his flat-footed stance, so that lends itself to poses. I don't really know how they could have gotten, like, being able to make these bend forward with the way it is, because this is kind of clicked in there. Same with this, like this would bump against the wheel barrel, so I'm not sure, the cement mixer barrel. So I'm not really sure what could have been done there, but overall, I'd say posability is pretty good. I don't have any like real complaints. It's far more posable than I ever expected him to be. Should have gone in there. And I will note, try to adjust it here, close up with the head. He does have the visor style head, like the sunglasses style head. I believe the San Diego Comic-Con version has the eyes, normal eye head, and the Japanese version will be able to switch between them somehow. But I'm okay with this. Like, given what it would cost to get those other versions, I'm not going to go out of my way for it. Plus, again, third parties I'm sure will make something, because they make all kinds of stuff. It's kind of awesome. Yeah, in this part you can just do whatever, like you'd have it like this, or you'd have it like this. The crane from Hook just kind of sticks back here. Like, you could lift it up if you want, but ideally, like in a perfect world, this would be able to rotate forward and become some kind of cannon similar to Hodio and Endoyu from Gao Gaigar, but it's fine just sitting back there. But yeah, just really, I had my gripes with the individual Constructicons, but seeing it all put together, I'm just like, okay, this is huge, this is chunky, this is pretty stable. It's got all the possibility it needs, even if the individual pieces don't always. So I'm good with this. There's some hollowness. Like particularly if you look at from certain side angles, you can see, like in there, you can probably see through and the legs, in the back. But it's, you know, overall, I'm like looking at this. This looks good. This is, I mean, this is enormous, but you know, I look at this and it's like it looks good. So I'm very happy with how this whole thing turned out. So, putting him back into a straighter pose just to get him at his full glorious height. Hopefully that works. So size comparisons, my ruler only goes up 12 inches. He ends up being about 18, what they say. So let's put him with some certain things. Move him back a little. So here he is with off-road. Here he is with Masterpiece Prowl, who, yeah, I'm just going to let it give it away now. IDW comic spoilers. Prowl eventually becomes the head of Devastator while Hook becomes a foot and Scrapper dies. So for another combiner, we have, pull it properly. Move these guys to the side. We have, standing up straight, it's Combiner War Superion. This is one of the normal 4 Deluxes plus 1 Voyager combiners. As you can see, he maybe clears Devastator's legs. Yeah, I like to peg his weapons in various places. And then for the Hero of Justice Star Saber. This is the Masterpiece Star Saber. And again, he just about comes up to Devastator's waist. So, yeah, Devastator is easily the largest toy I own. I think the only one, like the next highest one, I think is probably a little bigger than Star Saber. And that would be this Wing Gundam I got. But yeah, overall, I'm super happy with this. The only real gripes I have with the combined mode are I want ratchets in the elbows and shoulders, and these like to flop down a little bit. That's it. But like the colors all work. A little bit yellow in the legs, but I'm okay with that. But you know, there's good blending of purple and silver and various accent colors all over the place. He's as posable as I need him to be. Yeah, they set out to make a really awesome combining Devastator at a, you know, not like $500 price point, and I'd say they nailed it. So I'm really happy with this. So anyway, I'm sure any like little gripes will be taken care of by third-party companies doing various things, because I mean, I've looking around, there's like a dozen things for Superion right there. So anywho, that will be all for now. Thank you for joining me on this journey in taking a look at this massive beast of a toy. So probably go back to something smaller next time. You know, by necessity, unless I happen to go crazy and buy like that 3-foot tall Godzilla I keep buying. Anyway, until then, keep on devastating. And then build things back up, because he's also made of construction robots. That's actually a surprising amount of irony for 80s cartoons. Anyway, bye.